Well, good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure to see you all here. And for those of you that this is the first time at Heartland Community College, my name is Keith Corneal, and I have the pleasure of serving as president here at the institution. I'd like to welcome all of you to campus. That's something we certainly have not had an opportunity to say a lot over the past year. Though, as long as we continue to follow the guidance from the state, and thank you, Governor, for that leadership, it won't be long before we will have many more folks here on campus. I also want to thank all of you for not only joining us, but for following our safety protocols here at the institution. And although we have a limited audience, it's a great audience none the same. This is really a very exciting time for Heartland Community College, for the region, and for the entire state of Illinois as we kick off a new state-of-the-art training program. Today, we are joined by Governor Pritzker, many distinguished guests, and members of our Board of Trustees to announce a new investment in the future of our state's workforce and a partnership that will transform Central Illinois into a hub for innovation in advanced manufacturing. Here at Heartland, the new Electric Vehicle and Energy Storage Systems Manufacturing Training Academy that we affectionately call EVES will support education and training pathways for in-demand careers at the nexus of advancing manufacturing and green energy sectors. The EVES Manufacturing Training Academy will support the creation of new programs in electric vehicle technology and energy storage system technology. Beginning this fall, the program will position our area to lead Illinois in the central part of our nation in electric vehicle manufacturing and service. Coursework, certificates, and degrees in Heartland's electric vehicle program will provide training and upskilling in a wide variety of occupations. Heartland will also develop an electric vehicle technology skills certificate stackable to an Associates of Applied Science in Electric Vehicle Technology and or an Associates of Applied Science in Industrial Technology. These programs come at a critical time as we sustain our commitment to work-ready programs that advance individuals quickly into a growing workforce. The Rebuild Illinois investment and the commitment we have received from Rivian and other area manufacturing partners will allow us to expedite our efforts to train individuals for the fast-growing needs of the EV industry. This summer, students can enroll in the Electric Vehicle Technology program that will prepare them for working in a variety of EV manufacturing roles such as final assembly, inspection, and service. In the years to come, we will add more programming in energy storage technology. Partnerships are always a key to everything that we do here at Heartland Community College. We could not serve the educational and training workforce needs of District 504 without knowing exactly what those needs are. By working with area business and industry partners, we together receive the input on what the workforce needs are today and into the future. We gain insights into the types of both hard and soft skills that allow our students to find success in the workforce. Together, we are making investments to shape a community that supports homegrown talent. Because these students enter the workforce directly, and we know that our community college students are committed to living, working, and building a future right here in their communities and in the state of Illinois. Community college students stay in the state of Illinois. In fact, 9 out of 10 community college students stay in Illinois for employment in a 5-year period after graduation, and 60% of community college students live within 50 miles of the institution that they attend after graduation. Community colleges always have been and always will be essential to the economic vitality of our communities, the state, and the nation. Through this new EVES program and Heartland's many other work-ready vocational programs and certificates, we will continue to provide an affordable and equitable pathway to upskill and advance in the workforce. These short-term programs and certifications provide a fast track towards the jobs employers tell us are in high demand more than ever. I want to thank Governor Pritzker and his team and staff, as well as Director Garcia and the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity team, and our friends at Rivian for their commitment to our region's present and future workforce. With their help, we can secure the sustainable future for a well-trained and skilled manufacturing workforce. This is a workforce that will propel the state of Illinois forward as we meet new opportunity. And with that, I would like to welcome Governor J.B. Pritzker to the podium to let us know a little bit more about what is in store.
Well, thank you very much to President Corneal. Thank you and your staff and your entire team, really, here at Heartland Community College for hosting us. This is a wonderful example of how our already really talented workers here in the state are able to upgrade their skills right here at Heartland, at our community colleges all across the state. I'm just thrilled about the opportunity to partner with Heartland. I want to recognize also Patrick Hoban and the Bloomington Normal Economic Development Council for all that they do in developing this region. I'm very proud today to be joined by my colleague in state government, at least in the Capitol, leader Dan Brady, as well as leaders in my administration, acting director of the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, Sylvia Garcia, and director of the Illinois Community College Board, Brian Durham. So, friends, I want to be clear with all of you. It may not be all that pretty when you look outside because it's a bit hazy. We don't have the sun out today like we did yesterday. But it is nevertheless a day in which we ought to be celebrating new jobs and new opportunity here in our state. There are two key ingredients of our immediate economic recovery from this pandemic that we're addressing. And it's very important to recognize that job creation, job skills, matching those jobs and job skills together, that's what's going to get us out of the economic recession that we went into as a result of the pandemic, and very importantly, it's key to our long-term economic success as a state. It's by building on our strengths and capitalizing on our advantages that will not only lead the nation in building an economy that buoys our businesses and our entrepreneurs, but we'll do it in a way that ensures that all of our working families can have a piece of that success. As everyone's seen during the past few months in the vaccine rollout, manufacturing savvy and capability is just as important to the economy as and the future, of course, as it is to the economy of the past. And as governor, I'm committed to building in Illinois that is focused on the high quality skilled labor and developing that so that we can maintain our manufacturing prowess for generations to come. And so that our residents are ready for the millions of new manufacturing jobs arising over the next decade. Last fall, I announced that Illinois would be investing $15 million into the establishment of 2 new downstate manufacturing training academies, bringing the right skills for the 21st century in manufacturing directly into the communities that are most ready to seize on them. Well, today I'm proud to announce the winning projects that will launch 2 cutting-edge new programs here in our state, which will begin enrolling students very soon and throughout the rest of the year. Southwestern Illinois College in Metro East will be host to a new advanced manufacturing center that will open its doors for students in precision manufacturing, in industrial electricity, in welding, in manufacturing, in renewable energy, and of course, right here in Normal, where Heartland has teamed up with Rivian Automotive to create the Electric Vehicle Energy Storage Manufacturing Training Academy, the first of its kind in the entire nation. I want to commend the entire team at Rivian, represented here today by the Vice President of Public Policy, Jim Chen, for their commitment to our state, to the great state of Illinois, by locating their primary North American plant here and then investing in the community so that area residents can benefit alongside the company. Rivian is doubling down on Illinois. We are so grateful to have them as a terrific new community-oriented corporate partner. These 2 new manufacturing training academies also wouldn't be possible without the collaboration of Heartland, of Southwestern Illinois, and our entire community college network. These are the greatest engine for workforce development in the entire nation. The capital investment spurred by our historic Rebuild Illinois capital program builds on the funding that Rebuild already devotes to upgrading and expanding facilities at our Illinois community colleges, cementing their key role in continuing to train our young workforce and lifelong learners, keeping their skills fresh. I'm also particularly proud to say both of these manufacturing academies are dedicated to bringing underrepresented populations into the fold so that women and Black and brown residents know that they too must have an equal stake in our manufacturing industry. The future is bright in Illinois. Today is just one indicator of the job and skills growth that our state is seeing. As we recover from the economic challenges of the pandemic, we've seen 93,000 new jobs in just the last 3 months. Workforce investments like those that we're announcing here foreshadow even more good jobs that we can fill in the future. Today, thanks to all of those standing with me and so many more that are outside of this room, we take another step forward in that work. So thank you, and with that, I'm pleased to introduce someone who has been really an incredible leader in his partnership every step of the way, helping us to build these new jobs and partner in the community, and that's Rivian's own Jim Chen. Jim?
Thank you, Governor. Rivian is honored to have supported the leadership of Governor Pritzker in establishing the Electric Vehicle Energy Storage Manufacturing Training Academy. This project will help prepare local workers for the well-paid technical jobs that the clean energy transition requires. 250,000 Americans are already employed in the manufacture, sale, and maintenance of electric vehicles, yet we are only in the early stages of electric transportation revolution, and competition for skilled workers will only increase. Participants in this academy can be confident that their skills will be highly valued for years to come. As the nation is preparing to lead on electric transportation, Illinois is setting an excellent example for other states on how to serve a motivated community that wants to be part of this burgeoning sector. Specifically, public-private partnerships that prioritize workers are a model for a strong workforce development. A recent report from the Advanced Energy Economy shows that EV employment in Illinois is set to surge in coming years. In 2019, the electric transportation sector already established in the state, contributed nearly $850 million to Illinois' gross state product, more than twice the economic contribution of the state's established industrial building construction sector. The analysis found that more than 520 companies currently employ 5,200 plus workers in electric transportation-related businesses across 97 of Illinois' 102 counties. In addition to growth at Rivian, this analysis found that another 70,000 workers are found in adjacent and support industries that have skill sets that would allow them and the companies they work for to transition to electric transportation-related work with relatively little training or upskilling requiring. The Academy certainly will help support this. This project also reflects Rivian's core values of community empowerment, innovation, and a strong foundation for continued growth and success of the electric vehicle industry. We at Rivian want to thank Governor Pritzker, the Illinois DCEO, and Heartland Community College for making this academy a reality. Thank you very much. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Director Garcia from the DCEO.
Good morning. My name is Sylvia Garcia, and I'm the Acting Director of the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, or DCEO. I'm very happy to be here today in Normal today to announce the new EVES Training Center, one of 2 new state-of-the-art facilities being built as part of our Manufacturing Training Academies program. As the Governor noted, and as Jim noted as well, manufacturing has always been a source of strength for Illinois. The manufacturing industry is one of our largest employers in the state, with more than 550,000 workers and over 18,000 companies across different communities in Illinois. The $15 million we're announcing today for the manufacturing training program is our latest investment to support this key industry and has 2 key goals. 1, we're committed to expanding access to training for 21st century jobs that our state will need to fill in the future. Companies tell us all the time about their need for workers trained in the latest technologies so they can enhance their productivity and global competitiveness. We know that Illinois workers can deliver if given the right resources to do so. Second, we're committed to developing advanced manufacturing training programs, specifically in our central and southern Illinois communities. This is where additional resources are needed for training programs to keep up with the latest needs of the fast-moving, high-tech manufacturing industry. Today's investment leverages the strength of existing infrastructure of 2 leading community college systems, as well as their industry partners to meet these 2 goals and expand access to the types of facilities and equipment needed to train Illinois residents for jobs of the future. These investments will have a long-term investment, this long-term investment will have a long-term effect on our economy by enabling companies to hire and train an Illinois workforce to meet current demand while giving companies the added confidence to grow here as well. Here at Heartland, the EVES program is aligned with our priority areas, downstate in Illinois for investment, as well as priority industries such as manufacturing. With new trainings designed to support a rapid increase in electric vehicle production in the years ahead, we're very excited about the investment of Heartland and Rivian joined together as partners here today. At SWIC, we will see programs that leverage other partnerships with dozens of regional employers in the Metro East area to bring well-paying jobs back to Illinois. Both of these programs place a focus on increasing diversity in the manufacturing industry by expanding opportunities for women and people of color. To deliver these programs, DCO and our college and industry partners will leverage Rebuild Illinois funds for exactly what they were designed to do, pairing $15 million in state dollars with $4.9 million in matching funds to unlock catalytic investment for our communities and those doing business here now and in the future. That future is really important for the Bloomington Normal community, where Rivian is expected to add 1,600 jobs in the next 2 years alone. In fact, jobs in the electric vehicle industry at large are expected to double in the next 3 years. And that does not include any additional jobs that will be created related to the renewable electricity generation that this academy will also be preparing Illinois students for. Training programs like this one will help us ensure Illinois residents, regardless of where they live, are prepared to seize on this growth and the high-paying jobs it will bring. This expanded access to jobs training could not come at a better time as we focus on restoring our economy, getting more Illinoisans back to work. In closing, I want to thank all of the partners at Heartland, Rivian, SWIC, and ICCB for helping realize this incredible vision for our Illinois communities. And with that, I'll turn it over to ICCB's Executive Director, Brian Durham. Thank you.
Well, good morning. I'm Brian Durham, Executive Director of the Community College Board, as was mentioned. What an exciting day for the college here at Heartland, as well as Southwestern Illinois College in Metro East. One of the main goals of the Community College Board is to contribute to economic development by supporting the college system and its effort to provide robust workforce training, to build quality career pathways, and to address the future needs of the Illinois workforce. Manufacturing remains an important and growing industry in our state, and we're poised with the right investments to ensure more Illinoisans get the opportunities they need to train for these 21st century jobs. Community colleges already bring to the table significant faculty expertise to the variety of program areas that they work in. Illinois community colleges add skills to our workforce and boost the competitiveness of our businesses. Illinois community colleges and their graduates generate billions of dollars in state and federal income tax revenue. What they need is the infrastructure and capital for large-scale manufacturing projects as innovations continue to rapidly evolve. Governor Pritzker is providing that capital through Rebuild Illinois and other programs, and the specific investment in the infrastructure that will support these programs will greatly advance the ability and pace of the community colleges to meet the needs of local manufacturers. It will also help prepare a 24th century workforce by creating access to the right kind of training that give workers new skills to find careers in these innovative jobs that are changing the manufacturing industry. Community colleges across our state also serve and support an incredibly diverse student population. As the Governor and Director Garcia said, both programs here at Heartland and at SWCC place a focus on expanding participation for women and minorities in the manufacturing industry. These training academies will address a skill shortage for these underserved populations, ensuring that manufacturing industry is able to employ more women and minorities while also simultaneously meeting the needs of the employers in these respective communities. So I want to thank Governor Pritzker, Director Garcia, and others here today for their commitment to the mission of community colleges represented in this announcement and indeed through all of Rebuild Illinois across the state. And let me end by congratulating President Corneal at Heartland and President Mance at Southwestern Illinois College and the partners across both those colleges as they endeavor to success on this important project. And with that, I will turn it over to Leader Brady, a powerhouse of representation here in the community.
Thank you very much. That's a hard act to follow. Wow. I appreciate it. It's nice to be with everyone, and what an exciting day here at Heartland Community College for this community. First off, Mayor Koos was here, and I want to thank Mayor Koos of the town of Normal. There's been no bigger cheerleader for Rivian and no bigger cheerleader for Heartland Community College for the town than Mayor Koos, so thank you very much. And directors, Jim and Rivian, President Keith, Governor, thank each and every one of you for what you've done in this great announcement today, for the investment that you're going to make and we're making into education, into training, and into jobs for the future. And in particular, on a personal note, from my son, Tom Brady, who's a freshman here at Heartland Community College, thank you very much to each and every one of you. Also, it's my pleasure now to introduce back to the microphone for questions is our Governor, Governor J.B. Pritzker. Governor?
Thanks so much, Dan. And just before I take any questions from members of the media, I want to say that it has been my pleasure to work across the aisle with Leader Brady, who, you know, we know there are issues that Democrats and Republicans sometimes don't agree on. But there are an awful lot of things that we do agree on, and that's creating jobs for people here in Normal, for people all across our state, central and southern Illinois. We work hard together. That doesn't get talked about much in the news. But I think it's a vitally important thing for people to know that here in Illinois, that Democrats and Republicans, you know, sometimes behind closed doors, you know, we're talking to one another and working together to try to figure out what's the best thing to do to grow our economy, and particularly to get us out of this pandemic-induced economic challenge that we face. And so this is just one example of the results of that. So with that, happy to take any questions from members of the media.
Obviously, this focuses on
Well, I think the very important thing is making sure that the skilled jobs that open up at these manufacturing facilities that are establishing or growing in Illinois have the skilled labor available to them. We've seen too often that jobs get created. We have lots of people who don't have a job, but they don't have necessarily the skills to fill the job that is available. So it's our job, it's community colleges and others who create those opportunities, who just provide the skill development for our labor force so that they can fill those great jobs. And by the way, the higher the skill, typically the higher the wage. And so we want to attract those kinds of jobs. And the best way to do it, and this is, look, I've said from the very beginning I want to be the state's best chief marketing officer. And so when I call up businesses and ask them, hey, are you interested in moving to Illinois? We've got opportunity for you. You know what I tell them? We've got the best skilled labor in the nation, and that they should come here. And whatever it is that they need that we don't have in the area of skilled labor, we'll develop those programs with our community colleges to make sure that people are able to fill the kinds of labor needs that good businesses that we want to attract need. I want to counter that. Remember that there are a lot of things that go into the cost of running a business. One of them is, how good is your labor force? Because productivity is very important to profitability. And so if you've got a labor force that can do the job that you need, that's very important to most businesses. It's more important than just saying, is there a 0.5% tax difference between one state or another? Or is there some benefit that, in terms of a tax credit that can be offered from one state trying to attract you than another? I have helped win business for the state of Illinois over other states that are offering a bigger package of tax credits, because we do things in Illinois that other states don't do. One great example, standing behind me, Rivian, let me just say that Rivian is an example of what we are trying to do in the state, which is attract the electric vehicle, not just the main manufacturers, but also their suppliers, tier 1, tier 2 suppliers. And they don't want to go to a state that's fossil fuel. They want to go to a state like Illinois, where we are focused on clean energy and a clean energy future, and building out, for example, our electric vehicle charging stations, so that we're an example to the nation. Businesses want to be in a state like that. Yes, ma'am. So it'll happen over a couple of years, but it's $15 million. I want to invite Sylvia back up here to give you kind of the breakdown of where those dollars are going. So.
It's $15 million total, 7.5 to each institution. I think the grant is over multiple years. We're looking at services beginning here, actually at Heartland. They're going to do some initial work in 2021, but the facilities should be fully operational around 2023. Thanks.
Any other questions? Yeah.
We'll start with a smaller cohort this fall. We're looking at probably about a dozen students that will be starting in that cohort. That gives us an opportunity, as we're developing the facility, to build upon that number. Well, it depends. There are stackable credentials that are embedded within the degree that someone can receive. So again, we have stackable credentials, and we do have the associate degrees that can be earned. So there's multiple opportunities for individuals. Well, the community colleges, of course, are some of the most affordable higher education that you can get in the state of Illinois. And so individuals would be paying the same rate as other students that come to our institution to study here. Well, I think that will be something that will continue to develop with Rivian in order to meet their demands and their needs. Again, we'll start with that smaller cohort, but we'll have multiple cohorts that can go through both the programs that we're developing, the certificate, the associate's degree. And then as we start to bring on the energy storage, there'd be more individuals that we'd bring into that group. Well, I think that is the plan for that, because it would be focusing on electric vehicle technology. So that is the plan. But I think that our longer-term vision is really for us to take it even a step further and look at advanced manufacturing across many different sectors, and really to develop the workforce that's going to need for many different sectors that will support Rivian and other industries that we have, like Brandt and like Caterpillar and others that are in our area.
And let me just add one thing to that, if you don't mind, Mr. President. As we attract suppliers, we have suppliers to Rivian as well as other electric vehicle manufacturers. And those suppliers already across the state, but we're also attracting some from out of state. They want to know that there's training available, right, always, so that you can upgrade the skills that are necessary, because even as advanced as Rivian is today, they're going to become even more advanced. 5 years from now, probably what you see on their assembly line today will be somewhat outmoded. They'll be upgrading, and they'll need new skills to fill those jobs. So we need a constant upgrading of skills, and that's what Heartland SWIC and programs like those will offer. And again, very attractive for manufacturers across the nation to see that Illinois is ahead of the game. Well, right now, as you know, we've provided mobile vaccination units in many of the colleges in Illinois, and certainly we're looking to partner with more to bring, have those colleges bring our mobile units where they're necessary for students to get vaccinated. We want everybody to get vaccinated, there's no doubt. As to whether we would require people to get vaccinated in order to come back on campus, that's something that's under some discussion around the nation. I've seen some private schools particularly move to that. There's a public school system, Massachusetts, their universities have moved to requiring for the fall vaccinations. But look, what we want right now is for people to raise their hand and say, I want to get vaccinated. And unlike 2 months ago, those vaccinations are available now. If you want to get vaccinated, essentially over the next 2 weeks and beyond, you're going to be able to raise your hand and go somewhere today to get vaccinated. And that's making it easier and easier, and more people are getting vaccinated. So we're encouraging students on campuses, these are young adults really, to choose to get vaccinated. We announced that yesterday, that we would be upgrading, those announcements so that people were in lockstep with the CDC on mask guidance. Yeah. Of course. We want to make college affordable to everyone in the entire state of Illinois. And to those who have trouble affording it, as you know, I've expanded the monetary assistance program, grants that are available to kids so that we have more scholarships available. We've even steered more of the money that's available for MAP grants to four-year universities and community colleges to community colleges, because it's that skills upgrade that's really going to get us the near-term workforce enhancement that's going to, fill jobs that are available today and attract businesses to the state. So yeah, making college more affordable, I think President Biden is exactly on the right track. Thank you.